Hi everyone! Let's take a look under the hood of a feature of Cubase 15 that I'm most excited about. Let's switch to Cubase and take a look at expression maps. In Cubase 15 the expression maps have finally been updated, and let's start with some small improvements. So first of all, the window now can be resized, and here you see the list of all the expression maps, and I can hide this list or show the list again. Alright. Personally, I like things to be tidy, so it always bothered me that expression maps were sorted by creation date in the earlier versions. Now expression maps are automatically sorted alphabetically, which I think is great. Another feature here has been added. When I open the expression map setup from the inspector, the expression map assigned to the current track is displayed immediately. So I'm directly at the map for the clarinets A2 long. Okay, close it again, go to the shorts, open the setup, and here we are at the clarinets A2 short. Alright. Since the expression map setup window now can remain open, there are 3 additional options at the top. This little pin here keeps the map, and so the selection of the expression map does not follow the track selection. And here you can see the active track, and I can change the active track right here. So if I change it to the longs, I'm directly at the expression map for the longs, and here for the shorts again. Alright, and then we have this little button here, and if I've got a track without an expression map assigned, I can just click here on an expression map and click here to assign it. Okay, let's have a look at the clarinets A2 performance track, and you see the expression map has been assigned. In the inspector, I can only display the sound slots that have a remote trigger assigned to them. This is this little button here. In the setup window you have also such a filtering button, and this button allows you to show only expression maps used in this project. So let's have a look. Here we have some expression maps for SSO Discover, and if I click the button I don't see them anymore. Alright. Let's go back to the setup. Also added is this search function here, this search bar. And now I can type in something, and in this case I see all my expression maps for horns. Quite helpful. Duplicating used to be tedious in the older versions. First I had to export a map and then import it again. Now you just have this button here and you can duplicate directly. As well, you can now select multiple expression maps and, for example, delete them all together in one go. Yes, I'm sure. And done. So, I've created a lot of templates in my life and spent a lot of time importing expression maps one by one. Now, in Cubase 15, I can select multiple maps and import them all at once. So, here's the button for importing maps. So, for example, in the SSO, I can select multiple maps and open and import them. I just go back and choose other ones like here, Albion 1, open, and they are imported. As well, this works as well for the export. So, now, as you have seen already, I can delete them all. Yes, and I can select all the expression maps and export them to import them in another project, for example. Don't be surprised. After editing this video, I noticed some more things I forgot to mention. Please bear with me. I don't want to re-record the entire video, so I'll just edit this small section in. Since I consider small conveniences when editing expression maps to be important, I definitely want to mention that articulation type can be changed for multiple articulations at once. To do this, just select the articulation. I can use as well the Shift key to select the range, or just click and hold Ctrl like this. Then, with another click, I can switch back and forth between direction and attitude. Alright. If you'd like to assign the sound slot trigger to a different key, you don't necessarily have to enter the new trigger via the keyboard or from your computer. You can simply double-click on the trigger. This activates MIDI learn, and then you just can click with the mouse here in this keyboard area, like this, and done. If you don't see the keyboard, go on this button, Sound Slot Actions, and then Show Keyboard Preview. If you want to assign a trigger which is not in the displayed area, you can, for example, edit the trigger manually. So F0, for example. And then you see the keyboard will then expand. And I would like to mention as well, when you go to Sound Slot Actions, you have some more features like this, for example, transpose up and down. Or if you want to change for all the sound slots, just go to Transpose All, and then you can move everything in octaves or in semitones up or down. For example, when I would like to move everything one octave up, I just select Transpose by 1, click OK, and everything is updated. All right. So much for that little aside. Now back to my first recording. Then we have an updated workflow for assigning groups. So you can see here groups. I can add a new group. And now I can move articulations to another group, for example, like this. But these group assignments, that's not so crucial for my workflow, so I won't go into details here. However, there is a new feature which is a real game changer, and this is attack compensation. You see the attack compensation right here. Different articulations require different track delays, and now with attack compensation these can be stored directly in the expression maps. So here you can see for the brass bass trombone, for example, staccato has another value as marcato, for example. What's also very great, now you can select the track and you see in the inspector the expression maps, and here the articulation in this expression map, the sound slot and for this map. And now I can change and play directly the articulation here. So let's have a listen. All right. Before version 15, the default articulation was always active, or the articulation of the MIDI event at the cursor position was available. So if you change the cursor position, you got the corresponding articulation and can play with this articulation. So, and at last we have a little change in the key editor. Here right at the bottom you see an additional line for the active sound slot, and this shows you the active articulation. So that's it for the improvements to the expression maps. I will gradually update some of my Audio-Worx Cubase templates and will adapt them to the use of the new attack compensation feature. Feel free to subscribe to this channel. There will be a new video to announce each new template. That's it for today. Thanks for watching and bye bye.